Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, Orange, and welcome back to the Bodacious Bulletin. Hope you guys had a fantastic Easter weekend, whatever you did. Hope you had a blast, got to spend time with family, whatever you did. I, for one, ate a ton of crawfish and let my girlfriend cut my hair. And I gotta say,
Impressive. Very nice.
I'm happy with it. I'm gonna bring back the stash. We're gonna go for like a Ryan Gosling nice guys look, like a 70s sleazy cop. Not in like the modern disgusting way, in like the 70s disgusting way. You know what I'm saying? Without further ado, let's get in the first email. This one's from ZCR Gator. Growing up, I often asked for help from my parents, friends, brothers, etc. But nowadays, as a 20-year-old college student, I struggle massively with asking for and receiving help. In middle school and high school, I had teachers hammer in the fact that I will not always have someone there to help me with the things that I need help with, and as a result, I should only depend on myself to get my work done. And this has somewhat been true. So far in my college career, I've had 2 group projects in which both times I cannot count on my teammates to do the work, as they just flat out chose not to. So I would do the whole project and get a great grade, albeit it was a very stressful experience and much longer process than it should have been. Because of these events, I started doing work only by myself, and after doing that for so long, I now have a hard time asking anyone for help with anything. Even something as simple as asking how to cook eggs, I struggle with because I don't want to burden someone with helping me, and don't want to look stupid for asking for help with something so simple. My thought process is that I should not have to ask anyone for help because I should just be able to figure it out on my own. But I do want to get better at asking for and accepting help. As always, love the work, man. Keep it up. ZCR Gator. So Gator, I can really relate to this one in that for the longest time, even with this whole YouTube Twitch gig, I've rejected help. I've rejected help from people that would have really helped me, and God knows where I'd be if I, actually took people's advice. But, not so much out of pride or even insecurity, more so out of determination and not really letting myself see anything as success unless I myself do it and feel like I earned it. I myself will reject help sometimes. And I've learned the hard way. This passion is not something that, you can do all by yourself necessarily. And that's not to say that you can't, do things on your own and you shouldn't be independent. You should never rely on anyone. But to reject help is something completely different. And a lot of people do rely on other people. And it's not a good thing. It's just as unhealthy as completely rejecting help. Because you can't always count on people. As, you've expressed in, the two group projects. I'm dealing with something exactly like that at this very moment. I, a 20-year-old college student, am having to trudge through so many projects on my own. Just lack of communication, someone just not doing anything. You can't rely on people. But to say you can't count on people is completely wrong. What it really takes is finding and surrounding yourself with the right people, reliable people who care about you. And there's another thing to be said about people who offer their help. It means they do care about you. And, this isn't to make you feel guilty, but it's just something that I've realized in my journey of accepting help, is that, you don't know how that could affect someone rejecting, their help. Maybe helping someone would help them. But really, in regards to learning to accept help, one thing you and I both relate on is not wanting to burden anyone. And I can't really give a solution on this, but realizing that you aren't a burden, and that everyone should ask for help, and that there is no such thing as a stupid question. Because let me tell you, as someone who has completely bypassed asking stupid questions in favor of making stupid mistakes, it's not worth it. It's really not. You would rather ask stupid questions than make stupid mistakes. And you're not lesser for not knowing how to do something. You know, I can't edit at all. Like, I suck. And editing with this whole, YouTube thing has been my biggest hurdle. And I've had to ask a lot of people who I look up to, people who are a little further along than me and a little more experienced than me, for help. And for a second, it kind of put a dent in my ego. Like, I want to impress these people. I want to, I was seeking validation from these people, and constantly asking for help made me feel lesser, and that's it's just not right. And realizing that you are not meant to go through life alone. It's impossible. Eventually, you are going to have to lean on someone, and that's okay. Sometimes it's as simple as asking, what you think is a stupid question, and, it could put you ahead. And the only way you'll really learn is either asking questions or messing up. And let me tell you, going about it, just, making stupid mistakes until you learn, just through trial and error, is not the way to go. Hope this helped. Once again, I can't necessarily just tell you how to, solve everything, as this channel isn't just an advice channel. We're just talking about whatever it is you guys send in. But I want to say I appreciate you, ZCR Gator, especially for all the support, especially on this channel, as just the guy who actually came up with the name Bodacious Bulletin in an Instagram live. Other than that, let me see. I'm only doing one email today, even though I don't even know how long this episode's going to end up being. I feel like I kind of rambled on for a little bit. But real quick, as for the structure of this channel, or how it's presented, right here, actually, I have a massive green screen. And I've kind of figured out how I want to set this apart. I don't want to just do gameplay. I realize that it's engaging. It gives people something to look at. But I also don't want it to just be my face. If I can figure out a way to rig up this green screen, it didn't come with a thing or anything. I'm going to have to really make some insane rig for this thing. And it'll be even harder whenever I move into an apartment and don't have this office. But I'd love to have, just relevant imagery or whatever I'm talking about going on behind me. Or, I could put myself in space or some Hobbit house. Just make it more visually interesting. But, anyway, besides the point, regardless of how this channel is presented, it will always, remain an inbox or story channel. Now, I really appreciate the response on the first video. It really does mean a lot. I'm looking forward to doing a lot with this channel. As for the main channel, I've got a lot of things that are just past the idea stage. So yeah, hope you guys are looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate the support and everything on the channel so far. It really does mean a lot. Yeah, with that being said, I've got an entire group project to do on my own. So yeah, I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend and a bodacious day. See you guys in the next one.